Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of these things I did for the 100 subscribers special. I'm doing it for the 200. It's another tour of the model buses I have. As you'll see, just going over the main sort of view, gist of it. It's grown in size since last time. Last time I've got about 40, 45 maybe, I'm not sure. This is going to be very quick because trying to do this very, very quickly. Got not a lot of time, so I'll shut up and I'll get on with this. So first off is V980XUB. It's an Optus Solo M850. Operates a 348 service. Yeah, nice bus based on. In fact, I want to make this clear as well. Every bus, yeah, is based on Richard Bros in one way or another, as you can tell by the livery. Moving on to NDE 760Y. It's a learned Olympian on school bus services. Next to that is P830RW. It's a Dennis Star on the 660 school service. The Plaxton Finder bodywork. Next to that is YN53ELI. It's an Opta XL2 V1180. Operates the 430 service. This was originally an Opta Delta, but it's been converted rather poorly to an Opta XL2. Next to that is BF12KWD. Operates the X48 service. Cardigan to Carmarthen. This is a Volvo B7RLE with right eclipse 2 bodywork. This one's been repainted many times, it's falling apart many times, but it's still with us. Next is T946BNN. It's in Plaxton Point 2 body Dennis SLF. Operates the 230 Fishguard Town service. Troublesome, apparently. Moving on to CU04AKV. It's a Right Commander bodied VDL SB200. Operates the X37 St David's to Lampeter service. Also has route branding on it. Pretty poor, but it has it. Moving on to N125MOR. It's a Dennis SLF with Plaxton Pointer bodywork. Again, rather poorly painted in Trust Cymru livery. It's faded a bit, and the white didn't take all that well, but it operates T15's Hertford West to Fishguard via St David's service. As well as this next one, CO7AVR. It's an Alexander Dennis SLF with Alexander Dennis Pointer bodywork. Also operates T15 service. Currently the pride of the fleet. And it's currently my favourite model. We'll go on to this one, H391MAR. It's a Plaxton Beaver bodied Mercedes 709D. Spare bus uses staff transport. Uninteresting, that's just the recovery truck. This is S166KDE. It's a Trans-Cymru Connect Mercedes Sprinter. Operates the 460 service. Now these are rare Right Super Gemini bodied Volvo Super Olympians. YG6400H and YG6400J. Both operate T15 service. Similar bodywork, so this one has an advert for FlexiCoach, which I'll move on to in a minute. Cheap actually, all they need is a bit of paintwork and a bit small conversion and they're alright. Moving on to this one, YJ68JMC, even though it's got P270 SD registration, that's wrong. It's a Right SRM bodied Volvo B5LH hybrid. Operates T5 service. New to us, but it was built as a London bus. But yeah, this one arrived in August. Moving on to this, YJ51EKY, it's a Plaxton Premier 320 bodied Volvo B10M. Operates T5 service in Trans Cymru livery. Still awaiting more graphics. That will come soon. Wheels don't turn properly. Move on now to this, newest bus, SN19SIZ. It's a Irizar PB bodied Scania K113. Operates on the FlexiCoach Cruise Connect service. It's not the best example of flexi coach, but it's an example. Very rare to see a fully liveried flexi coach. Moving on to this K100 JMC. It's a Van Hool AZT8 body DAF SB3000. Operates a UK getaway service. Yeah, this was also repainted. It was never bought with UK getaway and service in mind. It was just converted. Okay, well, let's have a look at these ones behind. You might have seen them. Two Leyland Nationals. C676 and C676 and C677 CDE Leyland Nationals, bought from, not sure, actually I can't remember the name, but recent purchases. Move on now to the rear row over here. C29MR to MCW Metrobus spare. MD666 Bristol LS spare. That one doesn't even have a registration, it's spare. 112 CUF ex-driver training bus, used at 4 spares, as you can tell. LHU661L Plaxton Panorama Elite bodied Leyland Leopard, I think. This is in a simpler version of our livery, just silver and blue. Nothing exciting. And next to that is ADE334K, another Plaxton Panorama Elite, but this one is a Bristol RE version. Ex black and white coach has just been deliveried. Fleet named, I don't know. Just hasn't been painted. Go on to this one. It's interesting. Well, I think it's interesting. People call it crap. AE60GRX, an MCV pointer body Dennis Dart SLF, completely fictional. In all over Stanaline livery for Stanaline services. This was a Plaxton pointer, bought for 50p. It was missing front and rear end, and so I replaced it with MCV paper panels. Yeah, that's that. Pretty crap. The video. Next is M69CYJ, a Plaxton pointer body Dennis Dart, withdrawn, no front windscreen, used for parts currently. Ex Brighton Blue Bus. Move on to these. A further two. Plaxton pointer body Dennis Darts, M418CCV and P831RWU. Operate the 661 and 662 school services. Both in the fleet livery. I don't really know what else to say on them, except that it's quite clear that we like our darts. Move on to this. G114HNP, it's a Soul Leyland Lynx. Withdrawn front axle problems. It was a school bus. A unique silver and yellow livery for schools. Not used anymore because there's the spares, it's had axle problems, so it's not used anymore. Move on to this. C785 CDE Leyland National. Will be a school bus. Hasn't been finished yet, but will soon. An update on that when it's finished. Probably on the 300 subscriber special. Now moving on then to the last bus, 201 VWW, Plaxton pointer body start, and then just an overall, well, just a bland white and blue livery with JM Coaches stickers, and some first bus logos. They need to be removed. This is also a spare bus, not used for anything, it's just kept here. Move on to coaches now. From left to right is H158 HDE, J785 KDE, H159 HDE, and HV26 DTR. They're all, most of them are, well, this one, and no, this is the only Volvo. This is the only Volvo B10M. I think, yeah. Sorry about that. Very cheap. Very nice. All being painted up in JM Coaches livery. Some of them better than others. Well, that one's probably one of the worst ones. The better one, like that maybe. I'm not sure. I won't go through all of them now because I'm very much pushed for time. This video is already 11 minutes long, so you've seen them. We'll point out that those are EFE models. We'll move on now to this W301 GCW, the first coach I ever bought. It's a Plaxton Premier 350 bodied Volvo B10M, also in JM Coaches livery. Very nice X Blackburn coach lines. Now also uses a spare. Private hire, you name it what you will. We'll move on now to our other Van Hool. It's another Van Hool LZ T8 bodied DAF SB3000 RBO 284 X IIL 3505 Stagecoach East Kent, also in JM Coaches livery. I will need to replace these because they're faded now. But yeah, that's probably my favourite coach. I like it anyway. Well, my operations. We'll move on now to these very odd buses, as you might be saying. We'll do this one first. They're all Setra coaches. I haven't seen anybody else use these, but I use them because they're cheap and well, you can get them new. This one is SE19 TRA, used on the Traus Cymru T10 service. It is awaiting more decals, but they haven't arrived yet. This blue one was already on here, and I've kept it because I like it. Yeah, the green didn't apply very well, but what can you do? Very cheap these ones are, so that's why I bought them really. This one is SE68 TRA. It's awaiting registration plates and more decals. Oh, pardon me, or decals, whatever you call them. Operates the soon to be finished X64 service. Oh, pardon me. Bought this one as a spare, but it's on the blue doesn't even line up here. I really do need to repaint this one, sort it out. I'll get around to that. Bought that one as a spare, but it's X64. I'll move on now to the first one we bought. It is a SE18 TRA. See a pattern emerging here? Yeah. Also on the Traus Cymru T10 service, this one has a very faded destination. Now this was the first one we bought. It also has free weekend bus travel, which is currently offered by Traus Cymru in Wales. They're very tattered, very tired looking, even though it's only a year old. Well, that's not even a year yet. I bought it in May. I will buy more of these, as I will buy more of the pardon me, right, Super Geminis. Okay, well, that's all really I have time for, and it's all really that I can show you. I haven't really got much else. I will say though, in the next video it will be in another house, because we're planning to move again.